relationships is how we often define and understand love. The reason why we do this, I guess, because we're human. That's what we think about. And the Torah is full of these types of relationships. And so this is the kind of love, this is the type of relationship that we coincidentally understand best. Why? Because that's what we're more versed with in everyday life. So here's a list of a few passages, few scriptures where love comes up. And we'll dive into some of these. I'm hoping I'm going to have to select some of the best ones, and some of the ones we might just go deeper, and some of the ones we might just pass through really quickly. But think about it. Scriptures mention love between couples. For example, love between couples like Isaac and Rebekah. It actually says that, he loved her. It's right there. Do you remember how they were chosen for each other? By the way, Isaac and Rebekah. Did Isaac go find her?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So how would you like me to be the guy to find the love of your life? I'll be the one who'll go and find the love of the life for you. And you're going to love that person. How would you like to appoint a person in charge of finding the love of your life for you? And I'm challenging you right now, because in the Western culture, we don't believe that anybody else is capable of finding the love of our life for us.
We have somebody.
Yes, we do it all the time?
Yeah, I have somebody to introduce somebody, we do that.
Yeah, we introduce people.
And then sometimes it works.
A lot of times it works.
But you don't introduce someone as, hey, here's your bride.
Yeah, but you don't say, by the way, I've already made all the arrangements. The price has already been paid. All you have to do is show up on time, sign the ketubah, drink the cup, and it's all done.
We're having the ceremony this afternoon.
Yeah, the ceremony is this afternoon, please come. Obviously, we're playing with this. We're being facetious, but I want you to realize that when we read the Bible, the love relationship, the romantic relationships, they're not exactly following the romantic relationship pattern that you and I a lot of times experience in the modern world. So we're talking about Isaac and Rebekah. He doesn't even know who she is, right? And yet it says right there that he loved her. And Jacob and Rachel, and Leah and Jacob, also described with the same verb, love. Shechem and Dinah, not exactly the best love relationship that we can think about in the Torah, right? Yet it says that Shechem really loved her. He was so into her. That's how the Torah describes his disposition.
That's a fatal love.
Fatal, yes, but nevertheless, so like I said, it's not a love story we like to look at, but it's there. Michal, David, okay? And then, of course, Hosea. I can't leave that one out. It says that he loved his wife, yet she was just wavered and promiscuous and completely unfaithful to him. Yet, the verb that is described is that he loved her. There is a love between parents. Reb brought that up, and that's a very special kind of love. Parents and children. And in case of Abraham and Isaac, for example, as we saw, Jacob and Esau, that exact same thing comes up with Jacob and Esau. Then we have Israel and Joseph, another relationship that describes parental love. Israel and Benjamin, and even daughter-in-law and mother-in-law in the book of Ruth.
Did you mean Isaac?
What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of sibling love, there's a lot of family love, relationship love, kin love, parents and children in particular, and then of course extended family, even such as daughters-in-law and mothers-in-law. There's different types of love relationships that the Torah describes. If you keep going through the scriptures wanting to understand what love is and answer that question, you have a lot of passages to go to where you can glean wisdom. How about this? The scriptures describe friendly and loving relationships between men as well. Okay, I'm getting into dangerous territory. How about this? Saul and David. Their relationship is described with the word love. There was a point when Saul loved David. Now later, he wanted to kill him, right? Sometimes we love people, then we want to kill them, then we love them again. Okay, it's complicated. Love is complicated. But Saul and David, then Jonathan is David. Their relationship is described with the word love multiple times, actually. We have an unnamed teacher and disciple in Proverbs chapter 9 described with the relationship of love, a teacher and a disciple. I can see how that can happen. Servant and a master. Well, that's the one that takes us for a trip in Exodus 21. It says, if a servant loves his master, and he says at the end of his service period, 7 years, it's time to let the slaves go, and the servant says, I don't want to leave. I love my master. So yeah, is that an unnatural, maybe an unnatural thing? Is it an unusual love? Yes, that's how that relationship is described. Again, we're using the word love here. Interesting. So the scriptures mention, of course, love towards one countryman, more of a kind of a brotherly love towards people with whom you are sharing your history, your lot, your land, your everything, your heritage, your crops, all these. So you have these people in your community. So yes, we can love people in our community, and there's amazingly even a love for a stranger in the Torah. It says that you're supposed to love a stranger. Someone who is not part of your own people. Someone who's an outsider, who just kind of settled in. If you start thinking about it, the idea of achavah and the idea of chesed are so closely interlinked. God's chesed, God's covenant love, his faithfulness, love and kindness. Translate word chesed, good luck, doesn't really translate, but what is described as chesed from God towards us, I don't know. A lot of times I want to translate it as love because that's kind of what it feels like. There's different kinds of love that we've been talking about so far, discussing, and I'm hoping to hit some of these passages and let them be a little bit of an inspiration for us so that we can learn what is this really about? How does this work in the real world? So, it is a simple word, ahava, but a very complicated concept with really many facets and many, many angles. And it's so much more than emotion. We've already settled that. It is not confined to the realm of couples or even confined to the realm of family. And divine love is yet a whole another story. Because that is a huge realm even on itself that we would have to approach and somehow understand. Because God's love towards us is so different than what we experience in our human state towards other humans. I think there's a lot of analogy, but I think there might be also some difference. And that's something that you and I need to sometimes grab onto and understand.